So the woman that accused Sean Diddy Combs and Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, of SAing her when she was only 13 years old, is now speaking to investigators and confirming that Jay-Z did not do anything to her and that Tony Buzbee actually coerced her to say those things. ABC News now has the audio recordings of the woman speaking for the very first time.
Here we go now.
Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So we've been following this story since it broke in regards to Tony Buzbee and his multiple lawsuits against Sean Diddy Combs. However, we also were in London when the news broke that Jay-Z's name had been added to this original lawsuit that had been filed in October. Jay-Z, for the very first time, came out in a way that we have never seen him before, denying the accusations and said that he was going to fight this all the way. And despite this woman dismissing her case and not being able to bring any charges against Jay-Z again, Jay-Z is still pursuing his defamation lawsuit, specifically directed at her and Tony Buzbee. Well, now in this ABC News exclusive, they have audio of the woman saying that Jay-Z did not do anything to her and that Tony Buzbee had coerced her to actually say those things. Tony Buzbee is also speaking to ABC News in regards to this.
This morning, the woman who said she was 13 when Sean Jay-Z Carter and Sean Diddy Combs assaulted her after the 2000 MTV Video Music Awards is heard talking to private investigators about her claim and agreeing that Jay-Z did not assault her.
But Jay-Z you're saying he was definitely there? But he had no part in it, or he was just...
He was there.
He was just there, but he didn't have anything to do with any sexual acts towards you. It was strictly...
Yeah.
The woman is also heard saying her lawyer put her up to suing one of the world's most recognizable stars.
He was the one that kind of pushed me towards going forward with him.
With Jay-Z? Buzbee did?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
ABC News exclusively obtained a minute-long excerpt of the recording made days after the woman, identified as Jane Doe, permanently dropped her lawsuit against both Carter and Combs last month.
The people around Mr. Carter wanted to know what happened behind closed doors. And so they asked for her to be interviewed. The interview occurred, and the tape speaks for itself. She says, in no uncertain terms, Mr. Carter did not do this. It is effectively a lie. And the only reason Mr. Carter is even involved in this is because she was pushed to involve him, pushed to include him by a lawyer.
The accuser's lawyer, Tony Buzbee, called it a blatant lie that he pushed Jane Doe to sue Jay-Z. And he sent us this recording of a phone call with his client.
They say that they have you on tape denying that Jay-Z assaulted you. Is that true?
No. They don't. I'd never.
Okay. They also say that you told them, and they have it on tape, that I, Tony Buzbee, told you to came up with this plan and told you to say that Jay-Z assaulted you so you would get more money.
No.
Jane Doe said in a court filing, although I ultimately chose not to pursue them, I stand by my claims. She says in a sworn declaration that she felt intimidated and terrified at being confronted by these two individuals on my doorstep. Was she coerced in any way?
Of course not. They did not coerce her, promise or threaten her in any way, shape, or form. She voluntarily met and spoke to them, and she told them her truth, which was, under no circumstances did Mr. Carter do this. And number two, the only reason he's even involved in this is she was pushed to introduce him by a lawyer.
Does your client know Jane Doe?
No.
Ever met her?
No, Mr. Carter doesn't know Jane Doe, never met Jane Doe. There's no truth to any of this.
Best-selling artist with more than 140 million albums sold, Jay-Z is also husband to Beyonce and a father of 3. The allegations at the outset, he spoke about the painful impact that they had, especially on his kids. How as a father, has he tried to handle this?
it's tough to hear a false lie said about you, spread through the internet, and affecting your children. It's tough on him. It's tough on anybody. But what he does is he proves himself innocent. Today is hopefully the final chapter in that, and then they're going to move forward. That's what Jay does.
Jay-Z is now suing Jane Doe and her lawyer for defamation. Why not let it lie? The case is gone.
The truth had to fully come out. This person cannot be allowed to sort of hide from the reality that this was a false accusation.
While the accuser's lawsuit against Jay-Z and Sean Combs was dismissed, Combs still faces a number of other civil claims from other accusers, which he denies. And on Friday, guys, Combs is due in court to plead not guilty to a new indictment in his federal case.
So here's the thing in regards to this video that we just watched and examined. This woman is not a credible witness, hence probably why they decided not to pursue this case against Jay-Z. And as you saw at the end of that video, they mentioned that Sean Diddy Combs is going to be in court at the end of this week, pleading not guilty, some more charges that are being brought against him. It makes me wonder, and I brought this up before when we covered this story, whether or not the case, this particular case that Tony Buzbee is representing, is going to hurt all of his other civil lawsuits. Remember, he's representing over 120 something alleged Diddy victims. And I wonder, with this particular case, will this harm the other cases? I do believe that, because I believe when we find inconsistencies in this woman's story, it's one thing to find inconsistencies, but it's another thing to hear this woman say, no, Jay-Z did not do anything to me, but he was there. And it makes me wonder, okay, so was it the truth before, or is it the truth now? And again, it makes me wonder whether or not this will hurt or hinder the case against Sean Diddy Combs. But it also makes me look at Jay-Z and his pursuit to clear his name. Because a lot of people have said in the comment section that they feel as if Jay-Z is guilty and he's pressured this woman to take this out of court. That can be true. That can be very true. But let's look at it the other side. And this is when I say I torque on a fence, but I think this is important for all of us to look at these things, because God forbid these accusations were brought against you and you don't have the legal means or the power or the money to defend yourself the way that Jay-Z is doing. Can you imagine if you were in a position where someone's accusing you of something that is not true? Let's, for argument's sake, say it's not true. And it's very easy because he is this public figure and he has a past. And yes, there have been things against Jay-Z we've seen on videotape of him being abusive to women. We've seen it. It's video. It's on video. So it makes me wonder, if we were in his position, though, if we definitely did not do something, would we be able to go this hard? Because we don't necessarily have the means to go this hard. And he said in multiple public statements that the reason why he's going this hard is because of how it affected his wife, Beyonce, and his children. He also mentioned in his lawsuit against Tony Buzbee that this hurt the premiere of his daughter Blue Ivy's movie premiere, Mufasa, because she was in that. And you saw that he was on the red carpet. So many people said, oh, this was planned. They were just doing this to distract from what was in this lawsuit. And I said to you guys, let's think logically too. This movie was planned, yes, a long time ago. It was filmed a long time ago. It was recorded a long time ago. These premiere parties were planned a long time ago. His daughter's in a movie. He is a father. That is his daughter. He's going to go there and support her. He does say in the lawsuit against the defamation lawsuit that he's brought against Tony Buzbee that this hurt that experience. He's talking about millions of dollars that he's lost due to these accusations. And I believe it, because there are a lot of companies that don't want to be associated. Even if it has not been proven, there are a lot of, you've seen this with other celebrities' news stories that we've covered, where people lose things before they're even proven. Jonathan Majors, although we see video footage and there's history and there's a lot of different stories, even before we even knew any of that, there were already talks of Marvel dropping him. His management company, his publicity company dropped him because he was arrested. Before they even knew the final verdict, he was dropped. So I do believe Jay-Z when he said he's lost millions of dollars just from the accusation. Only for the accusation, how many months later to be inconsistent, for the lawsuit to be dismissed, but still we're talking about it. And some might say, why is he even pursuing defamation? Because there's a loss of millions of dollars. And I know you're thinking, well, he has millions of dollars, but would you leave money on the table? Or it's not even just about the money. It's more about, you're not going to do this to me, and you're not going to do this to other people. Because like I said, if it was someone else that didn't necessarily have the means, what would we do if someone was to bring up these types of allegations against us? I offer that to say, people of means also have the power to cover things up and pay people off. There is that other side of the story, and that is not something that doesn't happen, that isn't currently happening. But we shall see how this all turns out. The fact that Jay-Z is pursuing this case, the fact that Jay-Z consistently seems to be bringing up more and more evidence that this woman has been inconsistent and might be lying, is making us look at this particular situation. I'm not going to say that this discredits every other accusation against Sean Diddy Combs, but with this particular situation, there's just way too many inconsistencies in regards to this woman's story. She's telling one thing to private investigators and another thing to Tony Buzbee. Guys, as always, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on this latest update in regards to this saga that is the triangle that is Sean Diddy Combs, Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, and this woman who claims that she was SA'd by the two when she was only 13 years old. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Here we go now.